to the Home Print Studio. Have you ever wanted to try printmaking but felt a bit unsure where to start or worried it might be a bit too technical? Well, you're not alone. So this week I'm starting a new mini-series all about simple, easy ways to begin printmaking at home. So no press, no new tools, just a bit of curiosity, a willingness to play. Today we're going to look at stencils and masking, a really flexible technique, and it allows you to create really bold shapes, really lovely layers, repeat patterns, and it's a perfect place to start. So it's a great way to fall in love with printmaking, and hopefully you'll go a little bit further too. I'm Ruth and I'm an artist, printmaker and teacher, and I make videos from my shed studio in Bristol, UK, helping artists to deepen their practice through hand printing at home. If you'd like to hear from me more regularly, plus get your free guide, Start Printmaking Today, you already have everything you need, then please do join my email list. The link is down below in the description. Right, let's get stenciling. So I am starting off with, I've got some colours that pre-mixed from ages ago actually, so I'm just going to have a little play with these colours. These are oil paints, but you could use just relief colours as well, lino block colours, anything really. And I've cut out some stencils here, some really simple ones. I've used greaseproof paper. You could use newsprint, you could use any thin-ish paper. If it's waterproof, that's kind of a little bit helpful because it will probably fall apart less quickly. And I've also kept the bits that I've cut out because they can be quite good to use as masking out as well. So that's something else that you can do as well, or you could maybe do it at the same time. We'll see how that goes. So you can start with something really simple shapes, and then we're going to layer them up, do repeat patterns. Yeah, we're going to have a real play. I've got some kitchen towel as well. I'm going to use that to dab my colours on, and I've also got a little roller as well because that's quite useful to just roll colour on. So we'll see how both of those work. And then I've got some sort of slightly thicker than I normally use paper, bright white paper here. It's fairly cheap, it's nothing special, but you could use copy paper, you could use whatever you've got to hand. So let's have a play. First thing I'm going to do, I've just got some sort of slightly purpley grey here on my roller. I've just rolled it out. I'm literally just going to create a kind of background texture and colour, just because I like something to work with rather than just totally white, quite like that as it is actually, rather than just bright white. And this is a light colour so that any other colours I put on will show up. Okay, it's just something to work with, something to react to. Okay, so I'm going to start off here rolling ink through the stencil, and this sometimes is a little bit difficult. It's not showing, it's not taking all the edges of that stencil up, but what it has done is made some nice marks on the roller, so I'm just going to roll those marks onto my paper as well because they're quite interesting. So let's have another go. Let's just push it through as much as I can. This works quite well, getting the edge of your roller right into your cutout marks. But I will be honest, the roller technique is a little bit harder when you've got more detailed or finely cut out parts of your stencil. It won't go right to the edges and into the really smaller sort of areas. But I've got an okay stencil there, an okay print there. So I think what I'm going to do now is actually just try what I call the dab method. So that is literally just picking up a bit of ink or paint with a pad of kitchen towel or rag, and then just pressing into your stencil. So you're getting the ink through your cutout parts. And that's actually, certainly for this stencil, quite a bit easier because these are quite fine cutout shapes. And I can get right into the edges. And I can also kind of blend the colours as well if I want to. I can dab one colour and then dab another, and you can get some really nice blended colours. So it's quite a flexible way of doing things, and what I call the dab method. And of course you can turn your stencil round, you can move it, you can kind of do misregistered,
print, so you could just sort of offset it slightly, or you can completely rotate it, turn it completely round, move it around your print and get these lovely repeat patterns.
Okay, so what I'm going to do next, I'm going to work with these stencils as masks rather than actually stencils. So what I'm going to do for that is roll out some ink onto a surface. Again, this is just my fairly shiny, smooth, flat placemat. And I'm going to use a fairly strong colour, this sort of pinky red. Okay. And what I've got here, I've also got a stash of just some bits of scrap tissue paper as well. And the reason for that is that there's usually quite a lot of nice ghost prints that can be had from this process. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get I think I'm going to try my circle stencil, and I'm going to place it on any which way really. And I think, yeah, I might just kind of leave that section like that. And then place this over the top. We can just use our Baron to press our paper in. Now where that mask is sitting obviously is not going to print any of the colour. It's going to block the colour from our paper. The other thing you can do with this technique is you don't have to do a flat even pressure onto your paper. You could just use, this is the end of a wooden spoon, you could use the end of a pen, you could use a chopstick, you could use anything really, anything to make marks. Now I'm going to take a little peek. I might not pull it off yet. Okay, I'm liking that actually, yeah. So can you see the difference between, obviously where I've just made the marks rather than pressed evenly, we've got these really nice velvety scratchy marks, and then these are a bit more even, and it's even come out on this edge here as well. So that's kind of nice. I'm enjoying that. And then of course, which I love, is the ghost print. So this is going to be hopefully quite an interesting print. And we can probably take a print from both of these things, from both this surface and this here. Now I tend to use tissue paper for this because it's really thin, picks up all the little marks, and that's what you kind of need with a ghost print because it's not particularly strong marks here. And these could be great for collage fodder, sticking into sketchbooks, starting a new print, layering up over the top of another print. I'm going to just place one extra piece of paper over the top and use my Baron here. So that's a really nice piece of texture actually. You can see the circles have come out, and actually the negatives of where I made those marks with the spoon. So really nice, bonus print there. Try and take a little print from this piece of greaseproof paper. This is another reason actually to use something vaguely waterproof like greaseproof paper, because it's a little bit easier to take prints like this from it. I'm using oil-based ink, so this does not dry really. You've got lots of time to play with. If you're using water-based, it might dry a little bit too quickly, but see how you go. Okay. And another really nice bonus print. We've got some of the yellow that was there previously, we've got the red, and it even picked up some of those marks with the spoon as well, the negative marks with the spoon. So really nice, pleased with those two bonus prints.
So this is what I've ended up with. I've got a lovely layered graphic piece of work here, very much like a screen print, simple screen print. And then I've also got these lovely subtle, slightly rougher ghost prints as well, which I can use for collage or to start a new print from altogether, or maybe even put into a sketchbook.
So I hope that's given you a gateway into hand printmaking. Next week I'm going to be looking at frottage or rubbing, and that's another really simple way to get into the printmaking mindset. If you want to join my email list, please do. The link is down below. You'll get all my content straight to your inbox, plus your free guide, Start Printmaking Today. You already have everything you need. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.